At an age where most footballers begin to slow down, reflect on their careers, or even consider retirement, Cristiano Ronaldo is still doing something that feels almost unreal. He's still competing, still scoring, and still carrying the same hunger that defined him at the very beginning of his journey. And that's exactly what makes this phase of his career so unique, because this is no longer about proving talent or potential. Those chapters were already written years ago. This is about something far more difficult, far more rare: longevity at the highest level, and maintaining that level in a world where football is constantly evolving, becoming faster, more demanding, and more competitive with every passing year. And yet, Ronaldo continues to find a way to stay relevant, to stay impactful, and to stay among the names that dominate conversations around the sport. And this doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of years of discipline, sacrifice, and a mindset that refuses to accept limitations, because while others adapt slowly, Ronaldo reinvents himself, and that ability to evolve has been one of the biggest reasons behind his continued success, especially in his current chapter with Al Nassr, where many initially questioned whether he would be able to maintain the same intensity, the same influence, and the same level of performance that defined his years in Europe. But what followed was something that once again challenged expectations, because instead of slowing down, Ronaldo adapted, understanding that his role needed to evolve, his movement needed to become more efficient, and his decision-making needed to become sharper than ever. And that's exactly what he did. Earlier in his career, his game was built around explosive speed, constant dribbling, and high-energy runs that overwhelmed defenders, but now his intelligence has taken center stage. He reads the game differently, he positions himself more strategically, and he chooses the perfect moments to make his impact. Have become a defining feature of Cristiano Ronaldo's game at this stage of his career. It's no longer just about constant movement or explosive bursts every few seconds, but about reading the rhythm of the match and inserting himself exactly when it matters most. Whether it's a well-timed run behind the defense, a precise finish inside the box, or a leadership moment that lifts his entire team, Ronaldo has refined the art of influence. This evolution is what allows him to continue performing at a high level, because while physical abilities may naturally change over time, intelligence, experience, and awareness can become even stronger. And Ronaldo has mastered that transition better than most players in history. What stands out now is how economical he has become with his energy. Earlier in his career, he was everywhere on the pitch, tracking back, dribbling past multiple defenders, constantly demanding the ball. Now there's a calculated patience in his approach. He studies defenders, observes patterns, and waits for the smallest lapse in concentration. And when that moment comes, he reacts instantly. This ability to conserve energy while still delivering decisive actions is a hallmark of elite longevity, something only a handful of players have managed to achieve at the very top level. Beyond his individual performances, there is another dimension to his current journey that cannot be ignored: his influence on the game itself. His move to Saudi Pro League didn't just affect his own career, it shifted the global perception of the league. Suddenly, a competition that was often overlooked began to attract worldwide attention. Broadcasters started paying closer attention, fans from different continents tuned in, and discussions around the league grew louder. Ronaldo didn't just join the league, he became its central figure, the catalyst for its transformation. And the ripple effect was immediate. Other high-profile players began exploring opportunities in Saudi football, something that would have seemed unlikely just a few years ago. His presence created a sense of legitimacy and ambition, signaling that the league was serious about competing on a global scale. While debates continue about the level of competition compared to Europe's top leagues, one thing remains undeniable: Ronaldo's arrival elevated the conversation. It forced people to look again, to reassess, and to recognize that football's landscape is constantly evolving. What makes this phase of his career even more compelling is the consistency of his mindset. Despite everything he has already achieved, the trophies, the records, the global recognition, he continues to approach the game with relentless focus. Training sessions are still intense, routines are still strict, and the standards he sets for himself remain incredibly high. This isn't just about maintaining form. It's about sustaining excellence in an environment where many players would begin to slow down. There's also a leadership aspect that has grown stronger with time. Ronaldo's presence in the dressing room carries weight, not just because of his achievements, but because of his professionalism. Younger players observe his habits, his preparation, and his mentality. He sets an example without necessarily needing to say much, showing that success at the highest level requires more than talent. It demands discipline, sacrifice, and consistency over many years. Another important factor is his adaptability. Football is constantly changing, with new tactical systems, faster transitions, and evolving roles for forwards. Ronaldo has adjusted to these changes repeatedly throughout his career. From a tricky winger at Manchester United to a prolific goalscorer at Real Madrid, and now to a more strategic forward who maximizes key moments, his ability to reinvent himself has been crucial. This adaptability is not accidental. It's the result of self-awareness and a willingness to evolve. Even off the pitch, his influence continues to grow. He remains one of the most recognizable athletes in the world, with a global brand that extends far beyond football. His move to Saudi Arabia also had cultural and commercial implications, drawing attention not just to the league, but to the region as a whole. Sponsorships, media coverage, and international interest all saw a noticeable boost, reinforcing the idea that his impact goes far beyond the 90 minutes on the pitch. And yet, at the core of everything, the competitive fire still burns. Ronaldo still celebrates goals with intensity, still reacts to missed chances with frustration, and still pushes himself to improve. This inner drive is perhaps the most important reason why he continues to perform at such a high level. Because while talent may open doors, it is mentality that keeps them open over time. In many ways, this stage of his career is a testament to longevity done right. It's not about holding on to past glory, but about redefining what success looks like as circumstances change. Ronaldo has shown that evolution is not a sign of decline, but a sign of intelligence. By adapting his game, maintaining his discipline, and embracing new challenges, he has extended his relevance in a sport that rarely allows it. And that is what truly sets him apart. Not just the goals, not just the records, but the ability to remain impactful across different eras, different leagues, and different roles. It's a reminder that greatness is not a fixed state. It's a continuous process of growth, adjustment, and relentless commitment. Because for Ronaldo, success is not something you reach and then relax, it's something you maintain every single day. And that mindset is what continues to separate him from the rest. Because while many players rely on past achievements, Ronaldo focuses on the present, on what he can do today, how he can improve today, and how he can contribute to his team today. And this is what allows him to keep moving forward, to keep competing, and to keep proving that age is not the deciding factor. Mindset is, and as long as that mindset remains strong, as long as that hunger remains alive, Ronaldo will continue to find ways to perform, to score, and to influence the game. And this is why his current phase is so important, because it's not just about adding more goals or breaking more records, it's about redefining what is possible for an athlete at this stage of their career, showing that with the right discipline, the right mentality, and the right approach, limits can be pushed further than most people believe. And even now, when the conversation around football continues to evolve, when new stars rise and new stories are written, Cristiano Ronaldo's name still remains at the center, not just because of what he has done, but because of what he continues to do, proving again and again that greatness is not a moment, it's a mindset. And right now, that mindset is still driving him forward, still keeping him at the top, and still reminding the world that Cristiano Ronaldo is far from finished.